The Mate 30 Pro has just been launched and it features a set of brand new features that are only available because of the new hardware and software designs. Edge Waterfall display, or as Huawei call it, the Horizon display. We knew for a while that Huawei was going to implement this in the Mate 30 Pro, and you may be asking, what is actually the use of having a display that goes all the way around the sides of the phone? It looks great, but does it actually benefit the user and make the phone easier, better to use? Firstly, cases can be used on the devices. It clips on at the top and bottom. And for accidental touches, I just didn't see any instance where holding the phone normally on the sides resulted in accidental touches, double touches, or prevented me in any way from using the top of the screen to scroll through pages as normal. Huawei have already shown the double tap feature where you can tap twice on the side and up will pop a volume controller. But because the very edges of the screen also respond to touch gestures, you can map game controller buttons to the top of the edge screen too. The ROG Phone 2 actually has air gesture buttons, but they are on the edge of the device. There is absolutely no screen there. So now you can play PUBG and you have the power to reset the buttons and move scope, aim and shoot at the same time and have 4-finger control without any external game controllers. This is an awesome feature and I'm sure the functions that you can use on the edge screen are only going to increase over time. Huawei have shown off some of the functions you can use thanks to the technology housed in the notch. A lot of people aren't fans of the notch, but if you want more than just a selfie camera, you're going to have to put up with it. The notch does enable some new features though. The first is air gesture control, where you can swipe through screens and menus and take a screenshot all without touching the screen. And I know what you're saying, it's a gimmick. And I do sort of agree with you, but I think there are many instances where it could be useful. For example, when the phone is on the table in front of you, when you're eating dinner and you can't really touch the phone, but you do quickly want to scroll through some menus or scroll through a page. The notch also enables a feature that knows from which angle you're looking at the device. So if you're unable to hold the device and actually physically turn it around, when you move your head, it will switch from portrait mode to landscape mode to accommodate the new viewing angle. And lastly, the notch enables something called private view, whereby it can recognize your face and show you a list of notifications that would otherwise be privated or blocked. This feature already exists, but what's new is that if it recognizes someone else's face pop into the viewing angle, for example, peeping over your shoulder, it will recognize that your privacy may be compromised and block all the notifications again, which is a cool thing. But I do wonder why in this promotional video, this guy wants to hide his text messages from his wife. Maybe he's got something to hide. The slow motion on the Mate 30 Pro is absolutely insane. Slow motion is a feature that many of us are gonna very seldom use. However, the fact that it just exists, 7,680 frames per second slow-mo, is just mad. The technical feat that it takes to give this unbelievable slow motion on a smartphone is really, really incredible. And the quality for social media, I think, is actually usable, considering the nearest competition has 960 frames per second slow-mo. But the fact that it's there is just amazing nonetheless. So there are some top unique features of the Mate 30 Pro. Subscribe if you want to see more on the Mate 30 Pro. But anyway, that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next one.